Hello everyone and welcome to JoJo's Match Analysis Episode 1. This is the first pilot. We're gonna try doing this at least once a week or at least bi-weekly. Let's get some matches and analyze what players do right, do wrong, and talk about the game more in depth. With me I have SimonMarge.
Hello.
And since this is the first episode, we're gonna keep this to the most played characters. So first up we have Shadow DIO versus DIO. Then next we have Shadow DIO versus Jotaro, and then at the end we have DIO versus Jotaro. These are all the classic. These are all Japanese matches. We're gonna be analyzing what's being done right, what's being done wrong, and try to tell you more about the game. If there's anything you get confused by, if there's any terminology we throw out, there's most likely going to be text on the screen. So for example, if we talk about okizeme, there's going to be a little tip on the screen that explains what okizeme is for the new players. And even then, we're going to try to keep it a bit simpler. We're not going to talk about too much fighting game stuff. We're going to do that later on in the match analysis series, but for the first episode we're going to keep it really simple.
I'm gonna try, but I won't make any promises. I tend to use really complicated language, so excuse me in advance.
Yeah. So first up, we have Shadow DIO versus DIO here. This is most likely WJ as the DIO or Odo JoJo. Not too sure. It's not listed in here, and the Shadow DIO player is anonymous. We don't know. So
the player list is in the VOD right there, so I have no idea who they are. They don't use consistent colors other than SQ.
Yes. So let's get into it.
Alright, this matchup is not really happy because they're both very rushdown heavy characters, and they do okay in the mid range. But normally I would say DIO's priority kind of sucks, but SDIO's is even worse, other than in the air.
Yes, actually, DIO stand-on pokes are really good, which where you kind of see him use those pokes more. Gets an install there, drops it kind of. But this matchup kind of stinks for normal DIO. If he's in stand-on, SDIO gets kind of free pressure.
And also, DIO doesn't really have good ways to mash out.
Yeah. Look at the air knives there.
Nice. Okay, so you see how he hang back there on the little tech chase, because he tried to see where he went, and he neutral teched and back teched and didn't double jump. He came down with a button.
Yeah.
So what I think is happening is they're trying to feel out how they actually tech in the air, what they like to do, and in the future, I think in the VOD you'll see much more confident end tiers. And I'd like to highlight here how bad SDIO's his hitboxes are.
Yeah.
If you look at this small situation, which Zarythe actually has something to say after the 2-3 success.
Yes. So
most people, yeah.
So with DIO, one of his best pokes is 66C into 236S. You can see here DIO's to 66C. He cancels the startup into 236S, which is his fastest normal at 2 frames. So he gets the hit, and the best pressure after this hit, because it is very ambiguous if he gets to keep his turn or not, it's really good to go for S2A. See how fast that is?
Yeah, and it's pretty fast, and it also stops almost anything that SDIO could be doing, because at that range S5A is not going to be an option.
Yes, nothing here will.
It stops the 5C just
nothing here will save you from the S2A. It's a great pressure tool. It also combos into S5B and the Rekas, but in this case he's too far away there. Let's actually get the handy dandy bend tool. The hitbox is around here, and SDIO's hitbox is somewhere around here. This is too far away, even though the max range S2A hits really far. You can't really combo anything from that.
Yeah, look how they scoot forward and just go backwards at the same time, and it whiffs because of that.
Yeah.
That's sad.
So here you can see the last struggles of the SDIO, trying to go for look Look at this hitbox. He's doing a 5C. I think this might be actually a missed dash.
Yeah, missed dash probably.
Missed dash, and Dio just gets a 5A to end the round. Look at this hitbox.
Yeah.
The hurt box. Shade here.
Dio's priority is awful. Even when it comes to their 5C, they look the same as Dio and Dio 5C, but Dio's actually has a better hitbox, especially when it comes to end tiering. It's taller. It goes a little bit farther, and it has extra active frames. As soon as we see it whiff, you'll see that his fist goes all the way up to the ground. While, like for example, right here, this is actually a good example for Shadow Dio's. You see how it goes to the ground here, and his fist doesn't do anything, or I guess his fingers, because it doesn't really punch. Dio's, when it's in this similar position, actually still has a hitbox. You can very easily see it like hit the opponent while it's close to the ground, especially when done dashing. Let's keep going.
Oh,
never mind. God damn it. Cool. Please? Hello? There we go.
Yeah. And we'll try to get, if we do have the hitbox data, we'll try to put it on the video in post. Because it is mapped
So you
out.
went for a link there, but it was too far away again.
Yeah. See here, Dio trying to stay in the air. Really? Because his air priority is better than Dio's. And he doesn't want to really block pressure on the ground, especially in stand down.
Alright, a bunch of really interesting things happened here. Shadow Dio actually can do this pretty safely. He did a jump in into an instant overhead, into JS, and it works very well, especially against Dio. As you said, he's incredibly tall, so Shadow Dio gets to bully him. And the JS makes pretty much everything he can do safe, because even if he manages to hit the shadow here, the world's silhouette, Shadow Dio gets to back away anyway. He gets to backdash.
Yeah.
So that's mostly safe, especially against tall characters. Then this right here, this is a very interesting situation. He sees him in the air after this little situation, and 5As him out of the air, and then goes for what works also as a tech chase. The JP is pretty safe. And then he BGBs again, and GBs again. And uses reacts to the fact that he blocked it. They blocked the JB to get a mix-up right there with a tech throw. That's very, very really common thing that you see from Japanese players, because they are...
I want to highlight one.
They're really good
Yeah.
at reading tech chases. I think that Western players don't do very often.
I want to highlight something here for especially the new players. Even though you might have like figured out something really funky in training mode for yourself, like I don't know, Dio's 5C, 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 the game has techs, so you can tech out as soon as you start descending. You can tech out of air combos, but this here, the two 5As, see he's not descending enough to be able to tech out, and the follow-up jump B, see he's still not descending, so he can't tech out of this. As soon as he starts descending here, like now he's descending, he can tech out. Yeah. As you can see here, he takes forward, yes.
Which is actually exploited by the Shadow right there, and again
gets the mix up and gets the O key. So he this is a bit painful. He gets the grab, throws him, jump over, fakes the jumping S fake cross up Okizeme, which you can find on the SDO wiki, and goes for 2A on landing, and Dio tries to most likely stand on to avoid chip damage and to get an opportunity to use knives as reversal moves in stand on, because that's his best super.
I think what he tried to do actually there, rather than turn stand on to avoid chip damage, which Shadow Dio really doesn't do very much of, I think what he wanted to do was a reversal tandem, and he got crossed up, and it became a 2-3 success.
It could be the case as well, yes. That would explain the fact that the stand turns off immediately, but SDO gets the combo here.
Yeah, because even though it was a reversal, he still got stuffed. And this is also an interesting situation right here.
I'll let you explain this one.
Yeah, he tries to punish the knives, also because I think he was whiffing something right here. Yeah, no, he 2-6S to recover. But he reacts to the knives, and he realizes that he's too far away and also too late. because as you can see, he holds it right here for a second before releasing it to use the iframes and actually go through the knives. He realized it was too late to punish, so he said, okay, let me at least iframe the knives, because if had he released it, the knives would have probably hit him.
Yeah.
And Shadow DIO would have been able to stop the how's it called, the stand anyway. So he didn't mash and just let it go.
And one thing about this as well is a lot of the times when people use tandem as a reversal option, because it has the best iframes of any super, really. It's a great reversal tool, but a lot of times what happens in Western play is people press buttons in tandem, because, you know, if this was a Western player, he's like, okay, SDO is in recovery here, I might be able to get a tandem going on, so they might do 5A, 5B, 5C in tandem here. But the Japanese players recognize that since he had to hold it, he's not getting any punish here, and what he's doing is canceling the tandem as soon as it stops moving forward to avoid getting punished himself.
Yeah, Red Dead didn't press any buttons, so didn't actually have to cancel it, but, you know, works the same.
This is punishable, yes. You can actually hit the stand right here, but he's canceling it very well, and the STO is not reacting.
And on top of that, you really gotta watch out if you're trying to cancel the tandem. It won't work unless the stand is actually trying to do something. Oh, this situation right here. We should talk about this.
Yep.
So just to finish on that note, the stand has to be in startup of something or in recovery. If it's hitting the opponent, you cannot cancel it.
Yeah.
So right here, this is a very interesting situation. He reads the forward tech there, and he gets air to into Armuda, but then he tries to punish the second tech forward tech by knives. But SDO crosses up and doesn't get to actually hit him.
So yeah, if you get the handy dandy pen here.
Yeah. The options that he has here are basically three. He can tech in place. He could have teched in place. Let's go backwards a little bit. To when he techs, so like right here. He has multiple options, which is tech forward, tech back, or do a neutral / down tech. There's actually 4 different techs in this game. Actually, I should say 3.
Up
on the side, neutral, where your character flips upwards a little bit, and then the down one. The down one has pretty much no extra iframes. As soon as you do it, you immediately recover.
Yeah.
But all of these, this animation that you see right here, where he's kind of a white scaled, so he kind of flashes white, it's still cancelable. But only by special moves. So SDR here could only do JS to cancel it, while active stand characters can turn their stand on to cancel it. And that's another options that active stand characters have that passive stand characters don't. But aside from that, Shadow DIO decides to tech forward. And the Dio kind of sees it coming, and decides to...
so if we move forward here...
Yeah.
He
decides to wait.
Yeah.
But it actually reacts too late.
So here...
But I think...
SDO is falling behind him, and Dio's options here are to go forward, dash under him, cross under, go back enough to be able to hit buttons before SDO lands, but he chooses none of those things, and
he decides to just knives.
Yeah, and this is like very little time to really even react to this, but at this point he's realized, okay, he's taking forward, and this looks like he's gonna land in front of him, right? But because he stops to do knives, he lands behind him, and the knives completely whiff, and
and he dies.
And he dies. He gets hit
by
the 2A.
The right thing to do there, I think, should have been this. So if we go back here to when he texts, this is kind of annoying.
Right here.
All right, so let me. Okay. So, let me get the pen. He could have backed off and done knives again. Backdash and do knives, which would have worked. Would have kept him in an air block string. If he would have hit. If he hit a button, the knives would have connected. But if he didn't and just decided to block, he gets a guaranteed 5C on top of the chip damage.
Yeah.
If he tried to go forward, it would have been actually just as good of a situation, in my opinion, because he would have been able to 5C. So say if he forward dashed it, the hitbox would have been somewhere over here, for example. So here's this is the leg, of the 5C. It would have been somewhere over here, and Shadow would have had no option to stop it. And he could have also done a standoff 5B. So he could have been TR'd on the ground. Which would have been, either of these would have been better than just eating a normal here, but he didn't see the cross-up coming, so it's unfortunate.
Yeah. Let's get rid of these and move on. Yeah, it's a combo here and gets downed.
See how he tried to get him again in prediction of a neutral tech, but he actually didn't tech.
Yeah.
This is why NTRs in this game are kind of a mix-up. Cross under, but he
good blocks.
jumps out.
Really good blocks from Dio. Playing the poking game here. Trying to get some chip with the knives. And makes the recovery safe. Here, I want to talk about this a little. Just a little. The reason why SDO is doing this, in case you didn't know, the spores here, these spores, these little dots, are unblockable. They move forward in random directions.
Well, no, they're in a set direction, but they actually home in.
Yeah. So basically, they move forward and they're unblockable. And the reason why he did this is because Dio doesn't have any meter to punish it. So it's space control as well as hoping that it... the space control here is... This whole area is now unsafe because of the unblockable spores, and they do a lot of damage. Especially when you consider that they're really playing neutral heavy here. Not really getting too many combos in. If he had gotten hit by these, it would have been like this, or even here. This
it would have been awful. And if he got hit on the ground, Shadow could have gotten a combo as well.
Yes. So he's controlling space here, and he knows that it's not punishable by Dio because he doesn't have any meter. If he had meter, he could just knives or road roller on reaction to get SDO here. But he has 5 meter, and it's kind of free space control.
This is awful. See how that was a really good block on instant overhead, but this is why you don't want to be in stand on against SDO as Dio, because he's way too tall.
Yes, let's
actually gets to abuse all of his good normals.
So the reason you probably personally struggle with this matchup, dear viewer, if you play Dio, is because while that stand on is Dio's best defensive option, mostly, it really sucks hard against SDO because he gets this free instant overhead mix-ups into lows, into whatever, and you really can't do much. See, he even gets hit by the jumping C here. Sorry.
Normally you would be able to do the same thing that SDO did right there and 5A you out of the air, but his stand-on 5A doesn't work like that.
Yeah. I think actually here the Dio player has gotten really used to the instant overhead now. The SDO is going for it too much. See,
it's not like it's punishable, really, unless he knives.
It's not, but the reason why, because if he went for a 2A here, it would have led into a big combo. But the Dio player is confident enough knowing that SDO is just gonna try to go for the cheeky instant overheads. And this is why he's blocking them so well. Because the SDO is really not mixing his approach options too much.
I think this is how it goes. Even though his priority isn't really great, Shadow can still kind of hang back and use his S moves to recovery cancel and try to keep you out. Because even if you hit the stand, it's not gonna hurt much. And this big life lead It doesn't even matter. A couple of pokes will do it.
Yeah. 5A anti-air there. It's a really good anti-air, and you really quickly go back there. It's one of Dio's best anti-airs, actually. Especially if you do a late button. I think he's trying to do an empty jump low here. But 5A just catches him out, and you can cancel 5A into 236S for extra damage and launch height. But he gets a really weird down tick into...
Yeah, he gets hit, and then the 2AI doesn't actually have like any untech time. It doesn't let him fly before he can tech. And he's so close to the ground that he can just tech. See how he's trying to preempt his pokes with the dash 5C into 236S? That's really good.
I want to really quickly highlight this as well. Dio, you can clearly see he's going for really two simple approach options, and it's 66C, 236S, walk forward, 5B, stand on 5B, stand off, and then stand on 5B again. It's look the range here. This is one of Dio's best pokes. Absolutely best pokes, because
it moves him forward very much, and if you walk back, you can kind of bait your opponent into approaching or pressing a button.
Look at this range here. This whole thing is like it's not that big, but I'm just trying to visualize like it. This is about the range here, and Dio's hurt box is all the way over here, maybe here as well because of the stand, but it's really long. Reaches far, and you can get a wreck out of this max range, I believe. But it really stuffs a lot of things out because the priority on this normal is great. It's why he's really abusing it.
Yeah, even if you try to react, if you don't like empty cancel the Rekka, it's still safe on block. So you can just do it. It's fast enough. And it goes forward enough that even if your opponent push blocks, they'll probably end up getting counter hit. See, another scramble for tech chase.
Yeah,
and Dio has knives, which is a really strong option.
Safe option from the air.
Good starter, but it's too far away. Instead to cancel into knives, they were kind of smart, but Dio reacted.
Yeah, Dio was getting the punish there. Oki drops the combo though. Cross-up knives, no damage at all.
Yeah, like only a couple of knives hit there, it's sad.
Going for the spores again, and Dio TPs into them, and I think he actually got hit by the first one of the spores.
Yeah, but the one to the farthest to the left.
Let's look. Yes, no. Yes, look at this. Yeah, he got hit. Look, if you can tell by this sprite. He got hit by the
not only that, but
spore.
There's a combo, a hit counter on the screen. So
yes, he did not get hit by the 2A first. He got hit by a spore into a 2A, and gets killed because of that
teleport is actually terrible as an option, because unless the spores are about to disappear, which means SDO has recovered, you're just gonna trap yourself because they keep on tracking.
And really,
they can't.
This is
they can't change direction. Like they can't go back. Yeah. They can't like stop going forward and then go back to follow you. But the ones on the back are just gonna home in anyway.
This is here. Dio builds a meter, which really he should have kept. Maybe gone for knives. Instead, he teleports in here. But the reason why SDO again went for the spores is because Dio has no meter. He can't. If he had meter here right now, this would have been an easy kill. Easy punish into death, but SDO knows it. He's got 80 meter. He can actually just spam that super. And Dio tries to go. I think this might actually be a TP grab, hoping that it would kill. But yeah,
either a TP grab or a TP button, anything.
Yeah, gets clipped by the
with a spore.
Yeah. All right.
That was the first match.
All right, and here we have another match. This time it's Jotaro versus SDO, I believe. The players are, again, anonymous, so we don't know who these guys are, but they are Japanese players. And let's get into it. Sound is a bit crunchy, so I'm gonna keep it low. Alright, here we go.
So this matchup is also bad for Shadow DIO. Not unsurprisingly. Because his priority suffers even more because Joros is fantastic. And he actually has options stand on, even though he's kind of tall. His stand on 5A is really good.
Yeah, and you can see a lot of SDO's approaches kind of get stuffed out.
Yeah, like that was a really strong
That
punish.
was really good. Let's go back. YouTube's being a little slime. Look at this. This is like
Pixel perfect.
pixel perfect spacing here. I actually do think that the hitbox might have ended right about
Yeah,
here.
it disappeared like right there.
Yeah, and Jotaro gets the punish into stand on 236 into Rekka into knockdown. 50-50.
Into 50-50 he does nothing with.
So again, this is for you new guys. After a knockdown, especially a stand on knockdown, Jotaro turns his stand off and goes for 6-2-3, holds it. Starfinger, it hits mid, so Jotaro can hear. Let's get the pen. Starfinger hits here. It's a mid. Actually, let's do that in red. It's here. It's a mid. And Jotaro can go for jumping C, which hits high, or he can go for, I believe it's 6B, which people use, or 2A.
Either really.
Yeah, 6B or 2A to hit low. So
it depends on what Starfinger you use. If you use A Starfinger, then you do 6B. So you know.
So this is why Jotaro is really strong in this matchup. Oh, actually, any matchup really, he gets a 50-50 from almost any knockdown really, and he can convert it into a combo. So here we can see that he goes for the high option with jump C. See that actually SDO doesn't block it. SDO doesn't block the Starfinger here. Gets hit by the star. Wait, no.
Yeah, I think he gets it. He tries to block C. He enters pre-guard.
Yeah.
But gets hit by the instant overhead.
Yeah. So he my bad, correction. He's trying to block low, gets hit by the jumping C immediately, which is high, and the Starfinger follows up, as you want it to. And then here Jotaro can convert into really anything, because by the time he lands here, SDO is still in hit stun.
And you can do a 2A, 5A, anything, but here he just forgets how to combo.
Yeah. Alright, here we see a lot of push blocking. You want to explain which?
Yes, so basically, Shadow DIO's worst enemy is push blocking. But it's not just here I'm gonna spam push block and get out. Specifically here, let's see. So as you can see, he push blocked the JS, but that actually does absolutely nothing. Sorry, the 5S. As you can see, Shadow DIO gets not pushed back at all. Let's rewind all the way. He gets not pushed back by nothing, because you're technically push blocking his stand.
Yeah.
So he's still in. Unless you can interrupt, push blocking 5S doesn't really do anything. But it's not useless. While what's really good to push block here is the 5C. As you can see, he gets pushed back a lot.
See there, right there.
So doing this is really important.
Let's go back here. Here
he gets pushed back all the way.
All the way, yes, but 5S is still covering for him.
Yeah, but as you can see, it doesn't actually hit.
Yeah.
And this is the whole crux of the of push blocking against him. If you push block the 2A, the 5C whiffs.
Yeah.
If you push block the 5C, the 5S whiffs. And those are the three pieces of his loop.
And he follows.
As you can see here, Jotaro doesn't actually take his turn.
Yeah.
But he had time to walk forward and do something.
He push blocks very late the 662C, which doesn't doesn't do anything. Yeah, it traps him. So this is not widely known knowledge, but gonna give you a little quick rundown of push block. So pressing 3 attack buttons in guard block stun gives you advancing guard, or known as push block in JoJo's. And as soon as push block activates, it pushes the opponent back, depending on really the hit. Here it doesn't, because it's so late, but it also gives you 16 frames of block stun extra. So here, this is already like, the block stun is ending here for the 662C, but Jotaro does a really late push block, and this puts him in 16 frames of block stun. So if this video is in 30 frames, it's, let's count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now if the 5S wouldn't have hit, this is when Jotaro gets out of block stun. So push blocking that late is a really big mistake because now SDO gets free pressure again.
It's not necessarily that it gives you 16 extra. The reason why different moves have different frame advantage on push block, so some attacks seem like they don't get almost any reduction in block stun, others get a lot, is because of this. You don't just get 16 extra, you get
16 from the moment you push block.
16 from that moment.
Yes.
So it may be, if you push block on the first frame, suddenly a move that's plus becomes minus. While if you push block really late, something that's normally minus suddenly becomes plus, because say it's -5, you push block really late, instead of -5, it's like -21.
Yeah.
Or the math doesn't really work here, but it's hard to explain. It would be very convoluted to do here.
We can do a quick rundown. So, a quick normal, let's say special, it's -5, right? So after 5 frames, you're out of block stun, and the opponent still has 5 frames to recover.
Mm-hmm.
But if you push block it, now you have 16 frames of block stun that you have to wait, and the opponent gets out of block stun because their frame data doesn't change. So you really want to use push block to make really long moves, really long block stun moves recover quicker for you. So what would be a good example here? Hangman, Whole Horse's Hangman. I'm gonna put a clip on the stream right now, or sorry, the video. If you push block the Hangman, I think it has some crazy, like, 30 frames of block stun, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's really long.
It keeps you in place, but if you push block it, you can immediately move after the 16 frames, which makes the move minus.
Yes, it's so minus that you can push block it on reaction and then press a button and interrupt almost anything the Whole Horse can do.
Yes, we'll get to Whole Horse probably in the next episode. I assume people want to see how to beat Whole Horse.
Absolutely.
Yes, well, let's go with this match now.
Yeah. But I think I should have said, rather than the move being -5, if you push block on the last frame, it becomes like +10.
Yeah.
That's what I should have said.
Yeah. Gets the dashing 2A.
Yeah. That's not the. Sorry, he gets a block stream into a dash 2A. The dash 5A they did right there to try and space control.
Actually, I want to really quickly showcase. Actually, there's a quick interaction here with the cross up. Look, okay. Here, right on round start, SDO wants to go for the jump S fake cross up, but crouching it just makes it whiff completely. And as soon as SDO lands, he's in long ass recovery, which means Jotaro gets the punish.
Yeah. There's something very strange that happens in this game a lot of the times. So, yeah, let's rewind a second here. Normally he would have be forced to block here, right? As you said. As soon as the JS comes up, normally here he would have to block it. But because he did a 2A there, he gets to low profile it. As you can see here, he enters pre-block because the GS comes up, right? And because of this little animation where Star Platinum tries to block for Jotaro, he actually becomes taller. But the 2A shrinks him back. And so he doesn't have to block it.
Yeah.
This happens very often with very specific character interactions where a character can low profile something by just not holding down back or 1 to block, but just straight 2. Yeah. So you low profile the attack rather than blocking it. And you're not able to do that while you hold 1 because of this little animation here where your stand tries to help you block, I believe because in this game, you don't block the attack yourself, your stand blocks it for you.
This is matchup knowledge from Jotaro player. He knows that he can low profile it by whiffing the 2A, which gives him the punish here. This actually might...
It's very interesting.
I'm not actually sure
if
this...
Some instant overheads don't work on him if he just holds 2 or mashes rather than blocking with 1. This
might actually be a not a punish, and instead he could have punished this, hit here and punish, but I think the SDO is trying to go for a 2A but gets stuffed.
And into another failed BMB.
Yeah.
So as you can see here, he's getting pushed back and then his moves are whiffing.
Yeah.
Which is why you want to push block smartly. Push block as soon as you see the attack. If you know that it's coming, just do it. But don't do it late. If you do it late, you're just gonna make your situation worse. That's the thing that Japanese players do very sparingly. They don't push block at random. New players specifically like push block, spam the macro on Fight Kit to try and push block everything that comes their way, but it doesn't really work out very well.
And most of the time it doesn't help you.
Yeah.
But this is SDO's life gone from 2 combos.
Yeah, there wasn't really much to say about that round. This is how Jotaro really drowns out any hope for a Shadow DIO. He just gets a combo into Oki, and then a 50-50.
I want to highlight this again. Here, SDO tries to go for an empty low, which means he's doing an empty jump, no jump attack, and instant low. But Jotaro blocks it. SDO, I think he also, he push blocks the 5C, which makes SDO
no,
like...
No, push blocks the 5A, actually, 2A, sorry. See? There.
He push blocks the 2A, but since 5C is already starting up, he slides the fuck away from him, and the JS whiffs.
And he takes his turn. But
and
Shadow
here...
DIO does something really smart, which is really good. A really good thing that you should learn how to do if you play Shadow DIO, and exploit that distance. If the opponent is trying to hit you out of whatever it is you're trying to do, so in this same situation, it would be like right here. Jotaro could press a button or something. Now that he's out of block stun, and your S move is coming out, what you can do is remain out of range of that poke, or even back up to avoid getting hit by a dash-in, or something like that, or a super, or whatever it is, and then whiff punish whatever it is that they try to hit you with. So you'll see a lot of really good Shadow DIOs hang back after they see the opponent push block their attacks, and then go for something exactly like this.
Yeah, so it is a blessing and a curse at the same time, depending on what you want. If you want to keep up the pressure, then push blocking is the way to stop you from doing it. But if you want to like bait them into doing unsafe buttons after the push block, this is a good counter to that bait. So he goes for 662C, 3C, sorry, and cancels it into 5S, gets the combo, and here we see something really interesting. If YouTube doesn't want to lag, he goes for the 5S hits, dashing 2A, and this is the most basic setup for SDO's tick throw. And I'll put
it's +1 on hit.
I'll put a tick throw on, I'll put a message on what tick throws mean, but the Jotaro player knows what a tick throw is, and he grabs it. Yeah.
Their little reset on a hit is +1, which is great for Shadow DIO. But he doesn't have much that's really super fast, so it's either a throw or a 2A, or a JA instead of add into JES to make it safe.
Yeah,
it's still a bad situation, but Jotaro goes for a throw, which works.
Another drop combo.
Another one, but he doesn't block. And this was not a great mix-up.
No.
That super is really easy to guard cancel. And Shadow's guard cancel is great. Use it.
So here you can see Shadow DIO's strength is, look at Jotaro's life. It's over half.
Yeah.
He gets a jump in, a fake cross up. In here, come on YouTube. Alright, he's doing a little chip here. Jotaro is like at half health now. And
just let it play. It's too choppy.
And here we go. Faking the cross up, lands. Really late JS, hits, fake cross up, combos, and look at this damage into Oki.
The damage actually here is mostly because of the fact that he's also at low health.
Yes. So in JoJo's, the less health you have, the more damage you do, and the more health you have, the less damage you take. Sorry.
Yeah. So it usually balances out, and in fact, it doesn't look like it does outrageous damage at the end because of scaling, but trust me, that the fucking 5C is a slap of it's like a truck.
It is a truck. It's the truck normal, and
it does 16 damage, and at low health it can do up to like 21.
Yeah, and here
single normal.
Here we see mostly a guaranteed kill. Goes into the Spore Super. Jotaro tries to time them out, gets it,
and he actually manages to get him,
and gets the overhead. And
Very
we are
cool.
now in
The
last
tandem,
round.
the tandem items are really strong,
Yes.
especially because what he was could have also done is just walk up and throw him, abusing the iframe.
Yeah.
And another empty jump.
Empty jump low.
Good.
Tandem
Oh,
reversal.
this time he mistimed it,
It's the
and
combo.
so he gets to tandem.
But
The
drop
reason
it.
why tandems are the best reversal in the game is because they're almost completely safe, especially up close.
Yeah.
So you can see what your opponent is doing as they try to hit you with Okizeme, and then you decide whether to mash or not.
And you can also extend the iframes.
Yeah, you can also extend the iframes. It's really, really hard to do anything about them.
Oh, he tries
no.
to go for something really, really stylish here. This is a stylish combo in stand on and then TK aura super, but SDA just rolls it and gets hit and dead.
Very sad.
So in this matchup, we saw really good push blocking and really good ways to abuse the fact that your opponent's push blocking.
Mm-hmm.
And so
it's probably the most important thing that new players get wrong: how to push block. Just like in the previous video, we saw how tech chasing is really important. This is also something you should learn immediately because it gets people killed way too much, way too easily and often. Good players will just dance circles around you as you tech wrong or push block wrong.
Yeah. Alright, and our last match today is Dio versus Jotaro at the Mikado tournament finals. Odoro Joseph as Jotaro and WJ as the Dio. This is one of the most legendary matches, and that's one of the reasons we wanted to highlight this match. There's a lot of fun things and a lot of good things happening in this.
Yeah, and also Japanese commentator freaking out, which is very common.
This is very funny as well.
I really like hearing Japanese people freak out during these videos because it's always funny.
This matchup is 8-2, so Jotaro, this is in Jotaro's favor by a lot.
Look at that cross up.
Yeah.
Very strong. The video quality isn't the best, unfortunately.
Yeah, no. Very good guard cancel
look,
combo.
I want to highlight that. So, Jotaro's guard cancel is actually unsafe, but what you see there is he lets it hit, and then 5Bs. Normally, the recovery of the not the recovery, the time that Dio would spend in the air not being able to attack is very short. But by doing a 5B and hitting him out of the air, you lengthen it, making it actually harder for him to punish you. It's still possible, but he doesn't get to do it as easily. The Dio here doesn't do anything probably because he, WJ I think it is, he doesn't actually react to it in time, and so it's too late and he doesn't punish.
What a good push block. I want to highlight that. This is one of the things I love to do as Dio. So block string, and punishes the push blocks him far away. See, the 2A just he's gone, and Dio knows that he wants to advance here, so this is the best time to catch the opponent off guard. He's dashing in, try to keep up the pressure, but Dio just goes for his best button. It's if this wasn't such porridge quality, we could see an amazing trade here, but he's trying to go for a 5B, but Dio gets him with the 6-6C into 2-1-4C, dash up and meter build combo. And I want to highlight this meter build combo. So I mean, fucking everyone knows about Dio's BNB at this point, but what I've learned is that meter is Dio's best friend. If you don't have meter as Dio, you are playing Dio wrong. And this is why, instead of going for the normal BNB, which would give him a lot of damage for 1 meter, he goes for the Muda here, because this super builds you so much meter. So if we go back,
special,
sorry, separate, special, yes, sorry, my bad. So if we look at it here, he's at 1.5 bars. So this is your basic meter build combo.
Look at all that juice.
That's 1 meter. 1 meter from a combo, and he's like at 2.5 now, which is 2 supers and a third one if he with a few normals here.
Yeah.
You can also extend this into a Muda loop, which is really hard, and IPS can fuck it. So IPS is infinite prevention system. But this is why I've started to use this combo as my basic BNB now. It's because you really want that meter. If you don't have meter as Dio, you can't get damage. You don't have any safe defensive options, and you are kind of just left out to dry. You're fucked basically. So this is your, when you are learning Dio, this is what you want to go for now.
Yeah,
absolutely. This combo
is very, very cool looking and optimal in pretty much every way.
And it does a lot of damage for no meter as well. It's a bit hard, but it is the best way to get meter. I think
the main thing about it that's really hard is that to combo into it, and correct me if I'm wrong, the only way that you have is dash 5A, which whiffs on crouching opponents.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, dash 5A, and then into neutral here, he does dash 5A and goes back to neutral for a split second, 2 frames or something like that, and then 236 SE.
Yeah, otherwise you would get a teleport.
Yeah, otherwise it would buffer as a teleport move. But yeah, this is, just do this. This is your BNB now.
Yeah, unless you react to the opponent being crouching, in which case you shouldn't do it because the dash 5A will whiff.
Yeah,
do this, absolutely.
Yes, if they're crouching, you want to go for a knockdown maybe. But yeah, this is what you want to do. Get the meter. And a lot of damage as well. Unless your normal BNB would kill, then you would go for that.
So this is kind of the hopeless neutral situation that I see a lot in this matchup. Like right here, after the combo, Dio has a lot of trouble counter poking Jotaro, and so he's trying to preempt his pokes and dash-ins by doing 5C or dash 5C into 236S, which recovers really fast and sticks out to decent hitboxes. And that's almost as far as he goes when it comes to counter poking Jotaro, because his priority is just so good, and he can whiff punish really easily. So it's crucial to use 236S to make yourself safe in this matchup, because otherwise you're gonna eat shit.
Yeah. So here.
Oh, and this is also very important.
666 from Jotaro.
Yeah, I think it comes up later.
Yeah. That was a bad. Oh.
It recovers in time. Wow.
Yeah.
I think he canceled it because he did press buttons.
So this is mostly Jotaro's neutral game here. If you're in the corner as Dio against Jotaro, you're in the wrong place, man. Oh, what a reversal!
Nice.
That should hit. Yes. That's the combo as well. Meter build, kill,
and kills,
and a lot of meter on top of that.
Yeah. I think pretty much the pay for itself, because he started with a tandem and then did the meter build combo, and so he ended up at netted 0.
Yeah, or more, even.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more too. Misses the combo. This here, the guard cancel again. I think next time it happens, he actually punishes it.
Yeah, so you can see a lot of Simon said is just preemptive buttons from Dio, because he really can't contest Jotaro's other buttons unless you like stuff them out before they happen.
So trade. That's really good from the Jotaro. I think Otojo knows that keeping Dio from having his turn and keeping him in the corner is extremely important, because you get to bully him.
Yes, and a lot of times, like, see how long this matchup's gone in the corner. It's like 20 seconds in the corner. It's because you're just so afraid of Jotaro pushing any button that would combo as Dio. Yeah. You don't want to get out of this corner, man, because you if you do an unsafe escape attempt, you're gonna get hit. So he's kind of
even a teleport won't get you out, because, or rather, will keep his turn. Yeah, like,
that was a punish. That was a good punish.
Probably because he didn't expect the teleport to be a close one.
Yeah, but he gets punished for dropping the combo here.
I don't think he tried to do a combo there, actually.
Yeah, actually.
He tried to hit the stand.
Yeah, he probably let you hit the stand, yeah.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at this, actually. Look at this Muda. It's not moving forward. That was 236A. I think he tried to do 5A or 2A into 236S and negative edge the 236A.
Yeah, probably.
Because that's a really good punish. So both Jotaro and Dio have a 236S that starts up really, really fast, and it can combo even on a stand that's out. So right here, when the stand is coming towards Dio, he can hit him, and normally that would make the stand go away. but it doesn't go away immediately. There's like a 2 or 3 frames where it lingers. So if Dio cancels into a 236 S, it will actually combo. So you get 5A or 2A into 236 S.
Yes, my personal favorite punish here for whiff tandems is 5C into 236S. Good damage.
Yeah.
And the only bad thing about it is you gotta time it about here. You gotta press 5C about here. And then 236S here.
Yeah, but I think he messed it up here. He tried to do 236S.
Yes, he's in 5A, 2A recovery here, so he's trying to go for something fast, which is most likely 5A 236S, but negative edges into 236A, and negative edges
and then gets
on the
fucked
screen.
up for it.
Yeah, and gets absolutely destroyed.
That Starbreaker is so cheap.
Yeah, and this is an amazing example of why this move is so bad in neutral. I see a lot of new Dio players just doing Muda all over, and if it's blocked or whiffs, this is what happens. Just eat all that damage, because you can't block if your stand is out.
And now your chip health and it's against Jotaro and it's awful.
But he gets the combo.
No.
And here we go into a time stop setup. So this is a true time stop setup. Time stop is 120 something frames startup. So he gets a stand crash knockdown. So your attack has to stand crash as well as knockdown to be long enough for time stop to activate. This Jotaro he's woke up here. He can't do anything. This is too far away, and his far moves are too slow to get to Dio, so he gets a guaranteed time stop. The thing about time stop is that it's optimal. It is, I believe, 100% that it's an optimal guaranteed kill, unless you're playing against Jotaro with meter or S-Dio with meter. It's, if you can get the combo and they have more than this amount of life, it's a guaranteed kill if you have good meter. Especially if they have, let me highlight, if their health would be here, and this is when the time stop would activate, and you have 4 meter, the health would probably go down to here or even 0 with a good setup. So knives and road roller. But here he's just going for time stop for style, really. Jotaro has meter here, so unless you didn't know, time stop characters can unfreeze time stop. So if
they can move and stop time by stopping time themselves.
Yeah, they can unfreeze themselves in time stop by doing the input during stop time. So this is basically a guaranteed death to Jotaro, and Dio is wasting almost 5 meter to do this amount of damage.
And to make the commentator freak out.
Yes, and to do style on the opponent, which is mental damage plus 10. But this is not optimal, but it is stylish. But here I wanna highlight the fact that even in time stop, there is a Yomi situation. So this is guaranteed death. He whiffed the 5C, but I don't think he expected it to whiff. But whatever. This is dead now. You're dead now. So at this point, just keep your meter. You're the Jotaro. Don't unfreeze time, because even if you have done enough damage to kill, the opponent still can unfreeze, because damage only happens after time stop. Dio is gonna lose all of his meter if time stop he lets the time stop run out. But when you unfreeze time, you die instantly because he did the damage. So the damage applies when you unfreeze, and he did enough damage to kill, so he dies. And Dio gets to keep 1.5 bar of meter because he unfroze. Instead of letting him waste and get the guaranteed kill. This is almost similar how burst works in Guilty Gear. I want to compare it to that, because if you like you gotta keep the burst. Like, even if you could use it, you want to keep it for the next round. So here you could have just let Dio waste his meter and be in an advantage of 3 meter for the next round, but you unfroze and died, and Dio gets to keep meter.
Look at that.
That's a good
cool
anti-air. Yes, I want to highlight that. This is Dio's best anti-air.
It's either 5C or stand off 5B, because his 5B actually is better than S-Dio's. Yes. It actually is almost disjointed, the foot. So and he also has his head hurt box is shrinked.
Yeah, so you see here he reads the jump, anti-air, it just clips Jotaro's jump C, gets it. And the thing about this anti-air, well, it's good. It's short as, it's kind of slow. It's not that great at reactions. You got a preemptive 5C if you want to, sorry, stand
you
on 5C.
position yourself very well.
Yes, and the hitbox is, I think it's around something like this.
Yeah, I think it's smaller.
Yeah, it might be smaller than that. So let's say it's
like, I think it's on the foot and then on the knee.
Yeah, like something like that. That's kind of the hitbox of this. So it's really good for far range jumps. But it's terrible if the opponent is like somewhere around here.
If they were close, to jump, it's not great at all. Also because you don't get, it's not like it's slow. You don't get invulnerable like any shrunk hurtbox.
Yes, because the hurtbox is the hurtbox is somewhere around here. There's a head hurtbox here, and there's also a hurtbox above the hitbox.
Something like that. I think the foot it actually has some part that's disjointed, but I'm not sure.
This part doesn't have a hurtbox, but this part does, and it's above the hitbox. And so it's terrible for deep jump-ins, but it's good for long range jumps. And
it's really important to position yourself properly. Now I'm gonna highlight this right here as soon as we resume here the video. So if we go forward a second here, he gets it again, and then he tries to go forward, and this is again another mix-up situation for both of them. If you look at where Jotaro is, he could have tacked forward, backwards. He could have done many different things, but he decided to. I think here he's tacking forward, neutral, not downwards.
No, I think it's forward actually. Let's see. Let's quickly. Sorry, wrestling the controls here. Oh, it's neutral tech. Sorry.
It's neutral, yeah.
Oh, what? Fucking YouTube, man.
Okay. Damn it.
YouTube controls here.
Okay, so right there, right before he texts. So right here, he tries to go forward to try and catch him, and again he could go here, backwards, neutral with two different timings. So if he wants to catch him taking forward, which he probably won't do because that means he would be cornered, he has to walk forward, and then he can 5C. So when he's here, the hitbox will be somewhere over here with the 5C, and he would get him clean if he doesn't double jump. But what actually ends up happening is that Jotaro is right here. So if he goes forward too much, Jotaro gets his turn back because he gets to tech into him and get a jump in, which he has a hard time anti-airing.
Yes, and I actually do believe that if Jotaro attacks down here and Dio would have moved forward with 5C goes over Jotaro, and Jotaro gets a free punish here if he lands before the 5C activates.
If he lands before, so it's hard to react to these neutral techs and down techs, and it's also risky to go on prediction right under your opponent. So many characters prefer to sort of hang back where Dio is right here at that range and try to react. Depending on what type of anti-airs you have. If you have something like knives, you can knives on reaction. If you have I don't know, if you're playing Avdol, you have a stand on DP, which has frame of invincibility, so you get to DP on reaction to that. Depending on your options, walking forward and being right below your opponent may be bad, because even if you go for an anti-air on prediction of a down tech, the opponent can neutral tech, your anti-air whiffs, and they get to, again, steal the turn. It all depends on what tools you have and what you can do. Some characters like Shadow DIO are highly incentivized to go for air-to-airs because they have fantastic priority, and on top of that, they get to also do a JS. So Young Joseph also has something similar to that with his jumping normals into S. Yes,
and one thing about jumping S for SDO is that it stops the descent for a while.
Yes, it changes the timing in which it comes down, and it basically makes it harder to punish because there's a hitbox, and on top of that, he's super small in the air.
Yeah.
As you can see, he got his turn back.
Yeah.
So it's a little situation. right there. Some characters can exploit the opponent taking backwards or them not pursuing the tech chase. So, for example, Abdul can just set up the screen for free. Other characters like Kakuin also get to do that. Even though they don't get to enter you, they get to do something. At worst, every character.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Let's not at that. Let's pause. But at worst, every character gets to back off and build meter.
So here, Dio decides to go for a laser, which is, in my opinion, one of his better keep away tools. Although
yes, it's a really strong mid-range and full screen presence.
It's a big risk. And you'll see why, because the startup is super long. So here Jotaro goes stand on. He's like, oh shit, he's doing a laser. It's the most obvious startup in the game. There's nothing like this. So he's going for laser, and the startup is so long that most characters can just super through it and get a punish. However,
too far away
and a bit too late. Because, as Simon will show here,
yes, the hitbox for this fantastic attack isn't actually really big at all. So let me get the controller for the video here, because of course, click off. If you see, he gets hit right here. The hitbox, you're like, oh, that should be hitting him, right? The whole sprite is on top of, well, behind him here, but it's on top of him. It should be hitting him, but no, because Dio actually pulls back a little bit. His hitbox isn't actually on the hand; it's like here behind the knee.
The hurtbox, yeah.
Because he pulls back.
I believe it's actually even further back, but I'll get a sprite on screen and in post, so we'll see where it actually is.
And the hitbox for Starbreaker doesn't go all the way to the end of the sprite. It's actually something like a rectangle, like over here, like this. It's actually something like this. It goes over the sprite over here and doesn't cover the full height of the thing, nor the full length. So this is very unfortunate for Tojo because he had the right idea, but he was too late and also too far away.
Yes. And this is, you wouldn't think that this happens a lot, but this happens all the time, especially against Emerald Splash supers from Kakyoin or Rubber Soul.
Yeah, the laser will just hit them as their attack is trying to get to them.
Yes, and the projectiles just disappear, or at the worst,
projectiles lose their hitbox if the one who generated them gets hit.
Yes, or at the best they trade, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, you see,
and multi-hit projectiles hate that.
See, this is the big risk with laser. Like, it does a lot of damage, and it gives you a lot of space control as well. Here, it's also a mix-up tool. You can read about it on the Dio page on the wiki. I've wrote about it a little bit. It is a good mix-up tool in full screen, but this exchange here is very unfortunate, but happens a lot, and you want to be. Sometimes you just don't want to even try to contest the laser. Actually, sometimes it's that good of an option. But if you do it close up, like this is pretty close up, even though it seems like it's full screen, it's kind of close up because the screen does pull back.
Yeah, it like missed by a couple of pixels maybe.
Yeah. But yeah.
As you can see there, he could have had a tech chase, but decided to hang back. Like sometimes you don't need to, or you shouldn't overextend and go for a hit to hit your opponent every time they attack, because you may just get hit in the face.
And
just take the ground.
Jotaro gets the combo into death. In the corner again, where you don't want to be, and that right there is why you don't want to really jump in at Jotaro, because believe it or not, stand on 5A with Jotaro is a 1-frame button, and it's an amazing anti-air and a poke and everything in between.
The whole fist has no hurt box.
Yeah, this thing's just Dio's trying to go for empty jump 2A here, but man, it just gets clip and anti-air, then back in the corner you go.
Yeah. Again, nice punish on the guard cancel right there.
Yeah, let's talk about this a little.
Yeah.
So, in JoJo's, teching gives you an option. Down teching is you can immediately cancel into stand on and button with a down tech.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah,
actually
your extend activation, little animation can solve many things, which include, but are not limited to, dashes and tech animations.
yes, and this is how you actually punish whole horse grab, and we'll talk about that in the next episode. But this is a really strong option for a down tech. It just gives you your turn back because Jotaro here is trying to do something.
He's trying to push him back into the corner.
Yes, and gets hit by the
Not let him
jumping
out.
C, dashing, stand on 2B, and here's the cool part. This is where Dio gets really flashy. You can stand off cancel your dashing 2B, stand off, that's like 2 or 3 frames, or even 1 frame, I'm not too sure, and go for a 2A, dashing 2A into 214A, and combo from that your normal B and B road. But he fucks up the
dash 5A.
2A dash cancel here. Dashes too late. Jotaro is crouching. He doesn't even hit the 5A, and does a raw 236C, and it'll get punished here.
I don't know if it's a 236C actually. Let's see if it moves forward.
It is. It's always 236C.
Yeah. Well, before we saw that he did a 236A by mistake.
Yes,
So
but
maybe-
in the combo it's always 236C.
Yeah, in the combo, so yeah. Otherwise, the opponent just gets pushed out immediately.
But WJ is really well controlling the space here. Gets a tandem combo. I believe he actually goes for a time stop here again.
Yes.
Wants the style equal meter here again. He has the round. He's in match point. If Jotaro didn't have meter here, he would kill. Absolutely would kill. Go to knives and road roller would kill at this halt. But since he knows Jotaro can unfreeze time, I think this is actually for style mostly. I don't think he's actually looking to kill here. He just goes for road roller. No meter.
The first hit does pretty much no damage.
Yeah, the first hit almost does no damage because the damage comes after the explosion. And Jotaro unfreezes time
Boom.
fast enough that it just comes under it. Woo!
Hello.
And Dio doesn't get to hit any of the attacks. And he freezes, no meter. This is canon. I don't actually know what the fuck happened here. Hold on.
I think he dashed and then walked back in and then jumped. I think he goes behind the second wheel or thing, whatever it is called.
Oh yeah, you can see his cape here. Look. Ew, boy.
Later.
Later. And time ends.
This actually looks like a canon scene. It's incredible.
Absolutely canon. Fails the punish.
But then
though.
no punish.
Yeah, no punish.
That's not canon.
Yo gets the combo. He knocks down too early. This would have killed if he had just gone for 1-2A instead of 5C. He was looking for the 5C to kill with the damage scaling, but 1-2A would have killed here. Jotaro has a chance. Big punish. Drops the combo. Grab.
And the throw.
And this is where you're like, oh shit, as Dio. This is the worst.
Even though even a trade would kill, it's hard to find it.
Yes. And TP grab would be good here. As an option.
The clown. TP grab is. See how they're both hesitant to anything?
The guard cancel. And the jump C. Instant overhead into the next round.
This match is fantastic. And we're breaking up a lot, but it has very nice flow and so many interesting things happen.
Yes, this is one of the best matches you can actually watch of JoJo's, in my opinion. So a really quick recap. Time stop is always optimal if you have the meter and your opponent doesn't. If they can unfreeze time, you don't want a time stop. But if they can't, it's always optimal. I believe so. It's almost a guaranteed
I think if
kill.
Even if they don't have enough, like a lot of meter, even just a little bit is enough to, freeze time, then escape the road roller. If you just did knives, road roller, for example.
Yeah, that's
escape the road roller.
Yeah.
Not take the damage, and then just dash behind the knives.
Yes,
because they don't actually have a hurt box.
1 meter will just nullify all damage from time stop setups, but there are setups against unfreeze time. Opponents like Jotaro.
Yeah, it's kind of a mix-up.
it's a Yomi situation. It's we can go into a bit more in depth in other videos, but real quick, if the opponent can unfreeze time, you just want to do unscaled hits. So I would just throw knives at them. Just let the knives hit. Usually you don't want them to hit for the unscaled damage, but let them hit, and or use laser, because laser does a lot of damage and it's not scaled. But against opponents who can't unfreeze time and you can get a time stop, it's almost always optimal if you have the meter.
Yeah.
I just moved a little bit back. We got the last round again with the guard cancels.
As you can see, the punish was actually on a dash in, because it wasn't a true punish. You can still take your turn, you know. And the stand is still out.
Yeah. Just the raw 2C, tandem reversal,
dash 2C to teleport.
That was a...
That's fairly safe.
Yes. Just a lot of short punch from Dio, too far away from the combo.
Oh, that's yours are 2As.
Yes. Jotaro at a real big life deficit here. Tries to get him with the laser.
Oh, yes. Guard cancels the guard cancel.
Oh my god, what an ender. So, I want to actually, real quick, because this didn't come up in any other VOD. Knives like this, on ground, close up, are also a mind game situation, so Yomi situation. Dio doesn't have a meter for another set of knives, but this happens quite a lot in high level play. Is Dio throws knives, and since knives put you in so much block stun, Dio gets to advance for free, unless you guard cancel the knives, and this makes Dio's advance nullified. But if Dio has another set of meter, bar meter, he can knives again, which punishes the guard cancel. So it's a mix-up. It's a mix-up.
Also on the range, like guard cancel may work.
Hold on. Okay, just say something.
Hello.
Okay, yeah, we lagged a little bit. Say it again.
Yeah. So that's true for knives up close, but knives from far away, the guard cancel it only works if you put in dashes forward. It's really, again, a mind game. But up close like this, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, so the situation goes like this. I'll break it down. It's just, they're gone. Dio throws knives. Actually, let's go. I want the screen with the knives. JoJo's knives here.
Actually, guard cancel very late.
He did, yes. So, knives are here. You're in block stun. Dio recovers faster than you. He can go for extended pressure, or he can throw another set of knives, and it's your choice if you want to take the extended pressure, or if you want to risk the guard cancel, which in this situation would have given you room against Dio here, but smart enough to block it and then know that guard cancel kills here.
Guard cancel. That's
take the pressure / chip if you're not in stand on, or try to get Dio off of you with guard cancel. And in this case, Dio gets the guard cancel with the guard cancel. One of the best matches of JoJo's, and actually the grand finals of the Mikado tournament. One of the best matches to watch, definitely.
Yeah. Both from a technical standpoint, just looking at how the players play the matchup, and also just spectator, because it's so awesome.
Yes, because they really want. They're not playing optimally at all the time. They want to go for flashy time stop stuff, as you can see there, with the road roller. But that was the first episode of JoJo's match analysis with SimonMarge. Please let us know which characters you'd want to see next. We're trying to incorporate Japanese and Western play into this, so we're most likely gonna do a Japanese match with the same characters and then a Western match with the same characters, or just do full Western and or full Japanese. So in the comments, do give us tips on who characters you want to see, which characters you want to see. Sorry, and we'll try to get some good replays and explain how that character plays, how you can beat that character, and what options they have.
There's so many VODs that we're never gonna run out.
Yeah. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.
Bye.